Hello, and welcome to the Department of State's Office to Monitor and Combat Trafficking in Persons Fiscal Year 2017 Annual Grants Process Tutorial, Stage 2, Request for Full Proposals, or RFP. This continues the TIP Office's step-by-step tutorial regarding its programming cycle and grants process. This video is intended for organizations that have completed Stage 1 and that the TIP Office has invited to move to Stage 2, which is a request to submit a full proposal. In this video tutorial, we will provide you with information about the Stage 2 Fiscal Year 2017 process, starting with the results of Stage 1, an update on the statements of interest received and the proposals requested for Stage 2, who is eligible to apply, deadlines, technical requirements, the review process, and everything you need to know to write a successful full proposal. This year, the TIP Office received 213 statements of interest, requesting over $150 million to combat trafficking in persons worldwide. During Stage 1, each statement of interest underwent a review to determine which applicants would be invited to submit full proposals. The TIP Office received statements of interest from applicants worldwide. The statements of interest underwent technical review, and a percentage of them were selected for further consideration. This is an opportunity for selected organizations to provide additional detail about the proposals described in the original statements of interest. Only those organizations whose statements of interest were selected for further consideration are eligible to submit a full proposal. The TIP Office has contacted those organizations directly. Selected applicants that submit full proposals must follow the detailed instructions provided in the limited solicitation, which is available on grantsolutions.gov. If you encounter any issues, please open a help desk ticket by emailing help@grantsolutions.gov. Please note that grantsolutions.gov is the only place you can view the solicitation and submit your full proposals. The deadline for full proposals is January 3, 2017 at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All applicants must submit their full proposals before the deadline. Full proposals submitted after this time or through any other system other than Grant Solutions will not be considered for funding. Do not submit proposals to grants.gov. If you encounter technical issues, a help desk is available. Submitted proposals will undergo thorough technical and interagency reviews. The technical requirements are listed in the Request for Full Proposals document and include uploading a project narrative no longer than 8 pages, submitting a logic model and project timeline, identifying common performance indicators, completing summary budget, line item budget, and budget narrative, providing the resumes and qualifications of key positions, and uploading letters of intent to cooperate in partnerships, if applicable. Remember, the full proposal requires more detail than the statement of interest submitted in October. Please refer to the limited solicitation for step-by-step instructions on meeting all specific application requirements. After the technical review, each full proposal is reviewed by TIP Office staff, Department of State bureaus and offices, and other U.S. government partners, such as USAID and the Department of Labor. During this rigorous assessment, the TIP Office looks for several key qualities in successful proposals. First, the detailed project narrative, no longer than 8 pages, should describe how proposed activities address the TIP Office's programming objectives as listed in the 2017 funding announcement. This section should build upon and provide additional detail about the project description in the statement of interest. Second, the logic model should demonstrate the relationship between the project goals, objectives, and proposed activities to achieve specific results, with performance measurement indicators for outputs and outcomes. Remember, an output is the direct product or service that results from the completion of your proposed activities, while an outcome is the result of the project as a whole. Think of it as the impact of your combined outputs, the ultimate result of those products and services. Third, you must outline a plan for data collection and reporting on specific common performance measurement indicators. Performance indicators include quantitative tools to measure progress toward achievement of objectives. You must complete and submit as a separate attachment the quantitative Common Performance Indicator Sheet, which is included in the Request for Full Proposals Kit on grantsolutions.gov. Next, organize a timeline to demonstrate implementation of planned activities. Once again, a template is provided for you in the application kit on grantsolutions.gov. Also, be sure to include a summary budget, line item budget, and budget narrative. The budget must specify the total amount of funding requested, must specify the amount spent per year, and must be in U.S. dollars. Each is described in detail in the Request for Full Proposals Limited Solicitation. If you have a copy of the current Negotiated Indirect Cost Rate Agreement, or NICRA, with a U.S. government agency, be sure to include it as part of your application. Indicate the type of indirect rate used, for example, provisional, predetermined, final, or fixed. A submitted copy of the NICRA will not be counted in the page limit. Organizations that do not have a NICRA will not be disqualified or penalized. Don't forget to submit resumes for key project staff already identified and committed to the project. If you have not identified key staff members, please submit a brief description of the required qualifications and key responsibilities for the position. Key staff is defined as the individual position or positions necessary to complete the project, such as the program director. A certification of training is an absolute requirement for programs that intend to provide assistance to trafficking victims. Your organization must submit an attachment containing a document stating that the individuals who intend to provide assistance to trafficking victims are certified. This document must be signed by an official authorized to submit the proposal. Your organization should engage other anti-trafficking partners to strengthen your proposal and proposed activities. Applicants whose proposed projects include one or more partnerships with NGOs, universities, government agencies, or others should submit letters of intent to cooperate from the entity or entities that indicate their willingness to form a partnership for the purpose of the project. These letters must be in English. This is particularly important with respect to proposals that include significant partnership with one or more government institutions. Additionally, you should highlight other public or private donor funding related to your proposal. Successful proposals will address a key human trafficking issue or issues and describe appropriate goals, objectives, and activities. They will demonstrate a logical approach and present objectives that are measurable and achievable during the project period. Proposed projects should address long-term institutional and organizational development with an emphasis on moving towards sustainability. Your project's output and outcome indicators should also be linked clearly to project goals and objectives. Make clear your organization's capacity for engaging in evaluation, including the potential impact of project activities on the overall anti-trafficking response within the target country. In drafting your budgets, please ensure that all identified costs are necessary and appropriate to the execution of the project. Proposals should keep overhead and administrative components of the proposal reasonably low. Competitive full proposals will also demonstrate an organization's strong knowledge of human trafficking issues and the trafficking context in the country or region where the project would take place. This proposal will also provide evidence of an organization's ability to implement anti-trafficking programs in the specific country or region. The TIP Office will consider the past performance of prior recipients of both TIP Office and other U.S. government funding, as well as the potential of new applicants to successfully implement a grant project. Proposals will be evaluated on the extent to which activities promote sustainable intervention practices and build the capacity of local communities, including both local government institutions and civil society, to address human trafficking challenges in the future. Proposals will also be evaluated on how well they promote, strengthen, and build the capacity of local institutions, and on the extent to which activities are supported by sustainable local organizations that can effectively combat trafficking beyond the life of the award. If your organization is not based in the country or region where you propose to work, describe and identify existing or proposed partnerships with thematic or in-country partners and stakeholders. Your proposal must demonstrate a clear understanding of the role that local organizations and institutions are playing or can play in combating human trafficking, and describe how you plan to engage with local partners to increase sustainability. If you are unable to partner with a local organization or institution, or do not consider partnership to be in the project's best interest, you must clearly explain why. Your proposal must also identify related projects or activities that your organization or others may already be implementing or planning. Include a brief description of existing programming, its source of funding, and how the proposed project would complement current or planned activities. You should identify proposed cost share or joint funding by other public or private donors for your project, if applicable. We strongly encourage coordination among donors and implementers and will evaluate more favorably those proposals that support broader anti-trafficking strategies and feature a cost share with other funders. To upload the full proposal, go online to grantsolutions.gov. Select View Grant Opportunities, select the Office to Monitor and Combat Trafficking in Persons Programs announcement, and upload each section of the application in the corresponding online section of the application kit. Again, only invited applicants will be permitted access to submit full proposals to this funding opportunity. Grantsolutions.gov is the only website the office will use for this solicitation. For assistance with grantsolutions.gov, please contact customer support at help@grantsolutions.gov. For your awareness, we anticipate awarding grant funds to successful applicants no later than September 30th, 2017. However, a small number of projects may be deferred for possible funding and awarded as late as September 30th, 2018. Should your proposal be selected for funding, your organization will be required to submit quarterly program progress and financial reports at predetermined intervals throughout the project period, and final reports 90 days after the end of the project period. Access to funds may be suspended if reports are late or incomplete. Grantees should also expect to have their programs visited and reviewed by a grants and/or program officer at least once during the project's performance period. On-site reviews include a program assessment and determination of overall administrative effectiveness. In addition to planned program monitoring, some programs may be selected for independent evaluation. Projects testing new or innovative programming approaches are tip office evaluation priorities, but any project may be selected for evaluation. Leahy vetting applies to all non-U.S. security forces that receive training and technical assistance. Non-U.S. security forces include law enforcement personnel, border guards, customs police, militaries, and any other units or individual members of units authorized to use force. The vetting process may take considerable time, so if your proposal includes activities with any of the individuals or units just named, be sure to plan training activities with sufficient time for vetting to be fully completed. For more information, visit humanrights.gov and click Leahy Law. This concludes the video tutorial for the TIP Office's Fiscal Year 2017 Annual Grants Process Tutorial, Stage 2, Request for Full Proposals. We hope it was informative, and we look forward to receiving your innovative anti-trafficking program ideas. If you have any questions, please email jtipgrants@state.gov. Thank you. Full transcripts of this video are available by contacting jtipgrants@state.gov.